Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah. I'm a first-time mom, and in this video I'm gonna share what the first week with a newborn was like. Little girl here is 7 days old today. She's 1 week. So this time last week we were in the hospital. I was in the hospital delivering her, and we spent the first couple of nights in the hospital. I did have a natural deliveries. Very grateful for that. Check out my other video where I share my positive birth story in like lots of detail. The first night in the hospital was pretty chill. You know, there are lots of midwives there helping, kind of show you the basics, diaper change, how to hold her when you're breastfeeding, things like that. But yeah, luckily she latched very well on that first night, and she was breastfeeding for a few hours. I would say I probably had 2 hours sleep that night, which is fine. I don't know. I didn't feel tired the next day or anything. It was like my body was just ready for it. I'm not sure it's the adrenaline that keeps you going. Then the second night, second day and second night, so during the day it was all fine. Newborn, they just sleep and eat and poop. Actually, initially they don't even poop that much. Second day it was fine during the day, but then in the evening, around 6 o'clock, she started feeding, and then she was feeding and feeding and feeding for like 2 hours. I was already worried a little bit that she's gonna be up for too long, and then she's gonna be fussy and overtired, things like that. But she kept eating, so I didn't stop her. And 2 hours went by, and then maybe at that point she kind of stopped, but then she started crying, and that went on from 6 o'clock. No, from 6 to 8 she ate, and then from 8 o'clock until 10:30 she was pretty upset, and she kept giving hunger cues, but she wasn't latching. Midwives were trying to help me. We tried pacifier, which I didn't really want to use, but obviously in that moment you have to try everything. So we checked the nappy, that was clean. Pacifier, she didn't really like, and she just kept crying. Maybe we should just, I know you want to breastfeed, but maybe we should just give her some formula to top it up. But also I was more worried about my breast milk supply and affecting that journey. So I was like, well, isn't there another way? Let's keep trying. So I kept trying probably until midnight, and she would latch, but then obviously she wasn't getting anything. I'm not sure, obviously I can't see, but she would suck and not much would come out. So she would just be crying in between. I asked them, well, isn't there any way we can express? Two of the midwives helped me, and I mean, it was very uncomfortable. It was quite painful, but we did hand and express, and we got 50 milliliters of colostrum, and we fed that to a little baby girl with a syringe. And after that, she did manage to sleep for a couple of hours or maybe more, and then they brought her back to me, and she latched on. She sucked. She seemed a little bit happier. There was no crying at that point. And then she actually fell asleep on my chest in the hospital. I put like pillows around and everything, holding her, super careful. And then the next day it was discharge day, so they did all the checks, making sure everything's fine with her, with me. On midday we were discharged from the hospital. After that she was pretty chill. The first couple of days at home, I slept actually in our spare bedroom because I was conscious that she'll probably be up a lot, and I was like thinking, well, rather my husband get some sleep, so if I don't get any sleep, then I can sleep during the day and he can watch her. No point both of us being up. So I slept in our spare bedroom with her, kind of getting into some sort of routine. Not routine, but like figuring out what you need to do. And she would wake up, I would say, every half an hour to an hour, maybe hour and a half, to feed, and I changed her nappy and things like that. So those two first nights were pretty similar. Second night was actually the second night at home. Was a little bit, I did get a little bit more sleep because, again, I realized the only way she sleeps longer at night is if she's on my chest. I mean, it is co-sleeping, I guess, but she's not like next to me in the bed. She's literally on my chest, surround myself with pillows and just being extra careful. But yeah, she would sleep like a little angel, and I managed to also sleep a good few hours that way. Let's stop the timer. I'm actually using this really cool app that helps you track your feeds and nappy changes, sleep. I mean, I mainly use the nappy changes and the feeding. But yeah, I'll actually do another video where I talk about the different apps I've been trying and which ones I like. And yeah, but that's another video. But yeah, the second night we did manage to get some sleep, and then the third day, pretty chill. And in the evening, my husband was like, "Why don't you come and sleep in our room, all of us together. He said, I'll put earplugs on and yeah, let's try it. So we did that. As you can see the cot behind me there. Initially I tried to put her on the cot for the first part of the night, which was fine, but then yeah, we resorted again to the chest sleeping, in which case she slept so well. That was the first night. I literally got 6 hours sleep or something like that. And in between, obviously, she'll wake up, I'll feed. I feed on demand as best as I can. I don't really wake up. She kind of naturally wakes up maximum after 3 hours, but usually 2. Yeah, I'll say the average is 2 hours. During the day, sometimes she would eat every half an hour. But at night, yeah, about hour and a half to 2 hours. So yeah, we did have actually very good sleep that night. My husband also slept much better with us in the room for some reason. And yeah, she's been just sleeping a lot, eating a lot, very chill, very content. And a few things actually, one thing I did learn, obviously I'm a new mom, so it's a learning curve, but with the nappy changes, initially I was doing them after feeding her, but feeding her puts her to sleep, like she gets sleepy and everything. So often then you do the nappy change and then she wakes up. So basically what I've been trying to do then instead is I would first change the nappy and then feed her, and then she would fall asleep. So that was a lot easier. But then it depends, like now on day 6, 7, I'm doing it even more, like even slightly different. I'm doing it slightly differently. It depends how long she's been sleeping and how hungry I think she is. So if she's very hungry, I like to feed her a little bit, then change the nappy, then feed her a little bit more, and then she would fall asleep. Because if I try to change the nappy before I feed her, then she will be quite upset because obviously she's hungry. So yeah, on those occasions where I know she's pretty hungry, we do a little feed, I change her, and then we do a little bit more feeding, and then she falls asleep usually. So that's a nice little tip. Maybe you already know it, but I'm still learning, so that's what I found so far. I actually made some notes. Let me just check if there's anything that I forgot. In terms of like products for baby and stuff like that. In the hospital, in there, they kind of give you all the baby stuff. Luckily, they use the same nappies that I bought, which are Huggies Extra Care, which are more for sensitive skin. But the wet wipes that they were using were, I don't know, there was a lot of ingredients in them, like alcohol and fragrance. But I noticed that when they were using those for a couple of days, her skin was quite red. And I switched them over to the Huggies Pure, I think they're called. They're water wipes, and her skin's been so much better and not pink anymore. Yeah, so, and then we've been looking after the cord with little alcohol and a cotton round after each diaper change. Yeah, the first week has been amazing. I mean, oh yeah, I did have some baby blues, so that was funny. Though maybe on day like 2 at home, so that would be day 4. We were at home, it was a nice day. It was evening now, we were watching a movie, she was chilling. Everything's fine, everything's great. And as we were watching the movie, all of a sudden I started crying. And I'm like, why am I crying? I didn't know. Like, I was happy, I was looked at her, I'm so grateful and thankful for her. I looked at my husband, so happy that he's there and, you know, to have him. And he's been so helpful and everything like that. And then all of a sudden I'm crying. And I'm like, why am I crying? And I did think it must be the baby blues, but I hadn't even Googled it. So then I Googled it. It was exactly the description, like crying for basically no reason. It's hormonal change. All the hormones balancing out. And so that was interesting. And then I calmed down and I felt better. And then I had the next day a little bit more of that. But this time I was just holding her and just looking at her and like, oh my God, you're so perfect. And then I started crying again because she's perfect. But yeah, that was funny. And I think a couple more times, just about small things, I would just start crying. So yeah, I've heard of baby blues now. I know what they mean. Yeah, I'm so happy, so grateful, and looking forward to this journey ahead. I'll be sharing a lot more of the first time mom journey here with you guys. And please comment under the video with any tips you have, or if you're pregnant currently with your first, if you have any other kids, any like newborn tips, please send them my way. But yeah, I do have a few videos to share. Like I said, I did film my birth story, and then I have a list here of things I was thinking of maybe filming. So I think I'll do a first week breastfeeding video. I know I covered a little bit of the colostrum story here, but I'll cover like day by day what happened, where we are now, how if I have any pain and things like that, how I'm handling that, how she's growing. Oh yeah, I do want to make a video with the different baby milestone apps, so like apps that help you track feeds and nappy changes, things like that with you guys. I did subscribe to one, but most of them are free. And to be honest, yeah, anyway, I'll do a video about that. But yeah, hope you're joining for the journey and see you soon. Bye.